many years ago, if you told anybody that the dollar against naira or naira against dollar, as the case may be, would even exchange for 300 naira to a dollar, you would say no. You know, it's not possible. But we have that situation today, where the naira this minute is this amount, the next minute is the naira against the dollar is unthinkable, the parity. And even the naira is almost worthless, you know, and the purchasing power with the naira is also almost as worthless as the currency itself. And most homes are beginning to see that there's a need to do some kind of an adjustment to spendings, to purchasing, and even to the needs are being cut down, even when they are extremely important. So how did we get here?
Have I tightened your belt?
There's something I usually say. I think we're even lucky, those of us that live in Lagos. Because in Lagos, there's a proverb I have, monkey by grade. Lagos State is one of the only states that you can find, you can do something and earn something from it. I don't know if you understand me. Because there is a commercial, you know, hub. So you can do anything and make. I was talking to one of the girls that works with us, social media, Natasha, and I was telling her, you know, it's only in Lagos State that you can do anything and make a living.
No, but it's not just in Lagos State. Nigeria as a whole is blessed with
but
wonderful
in other states,
resources.
you might not have the ability to. If you want to cook soup now,
I get what Silo is saying.
Even in the other states that you can do that.
No, you can't do anything. You can't do social media.
I understand what Silo is trying to say here. Because one, the population
is more
in Lagos. Two, because Lagos is a business hub for Nigeria. Three, because those who are into what you call not the normal 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 jobs, employment. They are the small businesses. The medium.
But they exist in other states, and people do get creative in other states because Nigeria as a whole is blessed with multiple resources, and youths everywhere are getting creative. I know a lot of people in other states that are taking pictures with their phones and selling them. I know a lot of people that are weaving, that are making beads. I don't buy my beads from anybody, from someone that lives in Lagos. They put them in one of these commercial buses and send them to me. All I'm trying to say is, anywhere, Nigeria is blessed with so many things, and people have to get.
No, that fact is not disputable. It's not. We are not disputing the fact. We are just saying for those who are involved in this small-scale business, the business thrives more where the population is more.
That's it.
You know, the population of Lagos, you can't compare it to Delta. So the more people that will buy, you will find them in Lagos as to those that will buy in Warri or in Benin.
Civil service states. Yes.
We would call for a short break. We are just saying it as, normal Nigerians. But some people are just, their own profession is to analyze the economy, to tell you what you can do to boost your economy, to tell you, other opportunities that you can begin to look at such that you can make ends meet, so to speak, so that the strain on the family will not be so much. You are still watching the Amazons, where today we are looking at the topic Brazen the Hard Times, juggling the home budgets so that there's peace in the home. Because when there's no money, it can bring out the worst in anybody. So we'll be right back after the break. Today we are looking at the budgets and saying, we want to know where the opportunities are in these harsh economic times, what families can do in order to survive and still be able to maintain some kind of quality in the everyday lives of their family. We have somebody whose business it is to tell you what other opportunities are available for families and for business owners to begin to explore other diversified, other than the 8 to 4 jobs. Please welcome to Amazons, Dr. Okwebanwo, the CEO of AfriNet Business Solutions. Hello, Dr. Okwebanwo. How are you? It's good to see you again on the Amazon. Please have a seat.
I got to shake the beautiful ladies, man. There you go, yeah.
Welcome, Doctor. The last time you were here, we were so excited. You know, our social media was buzzing. People continually ask us, please, where can we reach Dr. Okwebanwo? How can we reach him? You know, they wanted ideas from you because you gave them a tip from here, especially to the young ones. And some of them got back to us and said they are benefiting from, you know, that little talk you gave here the other time. Now you are back. And today, we really want to know, where can we find the money? We are looking for the money right now.
So what's the money?
Right.
Where can we find it?
Thank you for having me. I wanted to say, I tried to get a gentleman here to share with me this morning as a live testimony. For those of you on Facebook, incidentally, he credits you and your show for his success. This, his name is Danny Ade. His name is Danny Ade. It's actually Daniel Adetunji. He changed it to Danny Ade when he started working on a place called JV Zoo, one of the sites I mentioned when I was there. And I know you are not going to believe this, but I wanted to go on Facebook and look him up. This gentleman, from August to December, after contacting, was one of the few that got through. I know a lot of you tried, but I'm so busy. And I talked to him and we worked together. But I didn't even work with him on the project. I sent him to some of my guys in Philippines. He made $200,000 in 4 months. Yeah. Now, it sounds, listen, I'm not hyping. I'm not saying everybody makes that type of money. But I was just stunned. He's 22 years old. 22 years old. 22 years old. He followed through. I myself was shocked. I didn't make $200,000 in those 4 months myself. All right, so I'm not trying to tell you it's an everyday thing, but it was just stunning. It was the show. I don't know which show. Apparently, I didn't know the show was syndicated in many places. He called me and said, this thing, Aisha. I'm like, well, what? Yeah. That I didn't even know it was the show he was talking about because the show came on a while. I think he saw it a while before. So, and I said, well, yeah, I can help you. This is what I can do. I don't have time, but I have some guys I can connect you with. They can help you about releasing software and all of that stuff. But what I'm trying to say is that some of these things work, but I want to put a note of caution. See, it's not fair to me. After we leave this show, people expect I'm going to have time to work with everybody.
No.
I want people, the people watching at home, I hope they won't cut this part out. Put pressure on Aisha. Aisha is the one that is giving you the tip. This is what I'm bringing me. Aisha needs to organize a full day training or empowerment for the youth. I will come for free. You don't need to pay me anything.
Oh, no.
I will train them.
We will do that
for 8 hours. 8 hours so that they can learn something concrete. They can take a lot of them. And I will tell you, I've been appearing on TV. I was still on TV this morning, one of the TV programs. I appear at least twice a week. And I get calls. But this show, I'm telling you, I was just bummed out. I'm talking maybe 300-400 calls in one day.
Yeah, we were also shocked by.
So that tells me people watch your show, because I hate also raising hopes of youths, and then they're not able to actualize it because a lot of them try to get me. But when you get me on Facebook, what can I tell you in 1 minute on Facebook? I'm on Facebook to work, not to mentor. So I've started challenging, even the show I was in this morning, I challenged them, stop bringing me on if you are not going to give opportunity for these guys to actually get to learn. In 8 hours, I can teach them enough that way my conscience will be clear, that they can do this on their own. But I can't do it in 5 minutes.
We'll take you up on that, Dr.
Yes, we can partner. I will do it for free. Let's do that.
In fact, thank you so much for that.
Lovely.
Thank you so much. We are making that commitment today.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
We are making that commitment today. We would look at the time, Dr. Okwebanwo, that suits you, and we will organize that training for our youth. And the youth also have to track us on our social media platform, the Amazons on Facebook, Twitter at the Amazons NG, and of course our Instagram as the Amazons Official NG. And we will have all this information there. You know, you don't have to call anybody. Just go there, send your questions, we'll answer. And all that we do is also, publicized on our social media platform. Dr. Okwebanwo, thank you so much for that brilliant idea. Yes. But right now, we need to talk about where the money is. The money is drying up. Naira is disappearing,
Listen,
Dr. Okwebanwo.
It's all a matter of perspective. when dollar is rising, some people are jubilating. I want you to be one of the people jubilating instead of complaining. Another name that I'll throw out there for you, another young man, is under 30 years, his name is Olaide Alim. He just bought a 4.5 million naira Jeep 3 days ago, all right, by finding the money. What does he do? He provides services where he's paid in dollars. If you are receiving payment in dollars, won't you want dollar to go to 1,000 to 1? Exactly. So you got to think different, all right? I may not be able to know how to manage the own money because my wife also collects my money and does whatever she wants. So the men and the women who are working now need to look for how to increase their income.
That's right.
One of the best ways to increase your income, that's what I can speak to, is start looking for what you can do that will bring you dollars. And so many of them are out there. Take, for instance, I know last time I talked about freelancing for the youths, where I mentioned these sites like Fiverr, 5K Job, and all those stuff, and I will list them again today if you want. But now, for people like you, the homemaker, you are not typical. You are making dollars. I'm talking about the homemaker who is struggling. There's this thing now that a lot of people also do called e-commerce, also internet-based. E-commerce before is for the big people with lots of money. But now I was introducing a set of people who really are not young. But I tell them, listen, you can sell physical products too, online without owning any of them. All right. There's this thing you can do. You go to Amazon.com. Them just give you. Incidentally,
no, go ahead.
All right. Now, Amazon.com. You know they have all these products in the world there. All right. People have listed the products. There's also a site that they call this bidding site. I forgot the name in the US now. I'll remember before I finish. Now, what people are doing, what some of my guys are doing, you go to Amazon, look at the products there, take the picture of the products. Okay, you know the price. Let's say the price is selling for $90. You take the picture of the products. You go to this bidding site. It's a very popular site.
eBay?
eBay. Thank you. You go to eBay. You list the product for bidding on eBay. Put the picture. Remember, you don't own. You haven't bought yet. You put the picture on eBay, and then you put it for auction. You know it's $17 on Amazon.com. When your auction gets to $30, $35, then once it closes, okay, as long as the thing you put a minimum figure, right, which is the price that it costs you, $19, that the bidding starts at $20. What happens is that most times the thing might go as high as $50, $60, $70. And when it closes, that money is locked down for you. Yes. Then you buy the thing on Amazon and ship to the person. How easy is that? You don't even need to touch the product. So basically, you are leveraging. And I cannot tell you how many thousands of people are doing this all over the world. I just came back from a marketer's cruise, internet marketer's cruise in we went to 5 islands. I just came back about 10 days ago. I'm talking about a gathering of 400 people from all over the world. I was the oldest guy there. I'm talking 28, 27 stars. I was so embarrassed because
like
these are
our
young boys.
Audience there.
And these are boys that are raking millions every day. It sounds hypey because this thing has been overhyped. But I just gave you one simple solution here. So even the mother at home, even when at least you have access to internet, if you don't know how to do it, call your daughter, call your son. Go to eBay, look there, download the picture. Go to on Amazon, download the picture. Go create an account on eBay and put that same product for auction. You haven't bought yet. You haven't spent any money. When somebody buys it in auction, then you go and buy it on eBay, and eBay will even ship for you. Will not come to Nigeria. You ship to that person's address, and you put the difference in your pocket. And you do that all day long, you can make your money. That's one way. So what I'm trying to say is that the internet has cancelled anybody's excuse now. I was in church yesterday. There was a lady that sells ofada rice. All right, and we were talking because I had this business prayer meeting that we do every Thursday, every second Thursday. And I was talking to these business people after prayers. And she came to me and said, yeah, do you know how lovely okada can be? That ofada, this ofada rice, that we have pando yam, we have all the, but we don't have pando ofada yet. Okay, people where they grind it, the flour, because somebody's giving me before. Okay. And she was so she can stay in the house, whatever you do already. Yes. All right, remember, the internet, there's a lot of crazy people there who just have their card in their hand, they're just ready to buy. Don't worry yourself that, oh, what I sell, they can find it anywhere else. E-commerce sites are practically free now. Go and learn a simple thing, how to create a product on Konga. It can be anything. I call it shadow e-commerce. It can be shoes, it can be tires, it can be whatever. Just take the picture, offer it for sale on Konga. Remember, you don't have to ship until somebody has bought. You have at least 14 days window. When you have had a sale on Konga, then go buy it and ship. As it is, and it can be anything. That is for any age. But the youth, for me, freelancing is where it is for you, and I keep saying it, because freelancing,
Thank you,
you
Dr.
are employing
Okpebholo.
yourself.
All we have said now is the effort the individuals can make.
Yes.
You know, to make, you know, to empower themselves financially.
Yes.
But the government,
Yes.
what can the government also do? You know, now we're dependent so much on oil. What other avenues can government start looking at now in order to be able to make this extra cash for Nigeria?
And I will say it again. I consider myself an unrepentant Buharist, but I'm very disappointed in the government in what he has done so far in terms of empowering our youths. That was one of his cardinal things, and it's either they don't have ideas or I don't know what they're doing, because there's a lot of stuff you can do. First, I preface that by saying first, don't rely on any government. They didn't wake up thinking about you this morning. You need to take care of your own destiny in your hands, all right? It don't matter if it is change or no change. Go learn this thing they are calling digital marketing. Any which way you are, there is opportunity there. But having said that, how difficult it is, I shared something. India, when they had their own problem like 20 years ago, that was when IT was just coming up. The government went out of its way and invested in training of their youths and all of that stuff so that they can provide IT services. Now they are all over the world, making all this money, providing IT service to the world. There's a new opportunity now. It's no longer about IT skills. Any one of these boys here, if they take the right training that is less than 24 hours, like this training I'm talking about,
yes,
an 8-hour thing, they can build you a beautiful website that you will pass out when you see it in 1 hour. The technology to build all those things are already there now. Technology, so it's no longer about skill. Yeah, so you can, the software to do anything is there. Now the new idea is people are getting services all over the world. Before, to do this graphic design now, when you want to put somebody at your physical call, they might tell you 20,000, 30,000 to do a design of banners for an event. But you go to all these places like Fiverr, 5K Jobber, Freelancer, Upwork.com, you have people that will do it for you there at the equivalent of maybe $5.
Exactly.
All right? So all over the world, people are trooping to those sites looking for services. And Nigerians are typically smarter than the next guy. So if we learn how to, if our government now gets into the business of empowering our youths to be able to provide skills that they can sell on the internet, we can be the next India in the new wave.
Thank you so much, Dr. Okpebholo. Thank you.
Thank you.
The harsh economic times in Nigeria and government warning us that tougher times are indeed ahead. And indeed, we want to look at them, bring experts in to tell us how to begin to look at other opportunities that will indeed make quality of life easy on the family. Joining us is an economist who would also be talking to us about this topic. Please welcome Mr. Abi Aida. Also joining us is Detola Fashuyi. She is the group head asset management of Sterling Capital. Please welcome Mrs. Detola Fashuyi. It is a lie. This is my neighbor. Can you imagine? Oh my God. Please have a seat. Thank you. Have a seat.
Thank you.
You see, I'm so shocked. I'm so pleased to see her. She's my neighbor.
Are you serious?
She's my neighbor.
It is your neighbor?
Yes, I was my neighbor. Yeah. Welcome to the Amazons, Detola.
Thank you very much.
And Mr. Aida. I mean, we've been talking. Everybody knows what the situation in Nigeria is now. Government policies are not sustainable. It would appear as if the government too doesn't even know what to do about the economy. Today they say you can only withdraw a certain amount of money. Tomorrow they reverse it. They'll say you can't take what you have in the bank. They say you
can't use your card abroad.
You can't. There's so many things that they are not following through. Would you say that government policies are also a contributory factor or are contributing largely to the situation that we have found ourselves now?
Thank you. I think it's not just the policies. I think it's actually the lack of a strategy. You need a strategy to bring all your policies together. I think what is happening is that people are very concerned that the government does not actually have a destination in mind. Even if they do, they're not communicating it. An economy is built on confidence, and confidence is a very fragile commodity. It's not tactile, you can't touch it, you don't know what it is.
So how do you where is the compromise? You want me to build confidence in government that is, sort of wants to kill me off?
Thank you very much, Aisha. For me, I've always been an advocate of government leading by example.
Okay.
The government needs to provide the enabling environment for the citizens to thrive. The truth is, times are really, really hard. The infrastructure is not in place. Like I said earlier on, the enabling environment is not there. So we're all suffering for it. The truth is, the government and the citizens, we all have to take the bull by the horn and do what is right. The government needs to provide the necessary infrastructure. If that is in place, I'm sure everybody would key in. If that is not in place, we would continue to cry from now till thy kingdom come.
There's a question I would like to put to you specifically with regards to our ridiculously high interest rates. I mean, look at the youths here. They might want to start a small, medium business. They don't have the collateral or, something. What could the banks do to encourage a youth that has a brilliant idea but just needs the funds?
The problem of this country is that we don't have the rule of law in place. If it's very easy to blame the financial industries, but the truth is, if you lend out money to this productive sector of the economy, and if you are not able to recover your money, what recourse do you have? How are you going to ensure that your money comes back? Mind you, it is not the bank's money. It is me and you and everybody here. It is everybody's money. So the banks would not allow this money to go down the drain. Every year they've been making huge provisions because people believe that it is national cake and we should all have access to the money. So going back to your question, that how come interest rates are relatively high? Well, I want to believe that if the rule of law is in place, government can actually, probably through moral suasion, encourage banks to reduce this rate. The cost of overheads of servicing most of these banks, they are relatively very huge. So to cover these overheads, they need to, get something.
But the consumer gets multiple tax. I'm sure even
you will agree with me.
Everybody here.
Talking about tax, what we're paying in this country in terms of tax is nothing compared to what is in the developed economies.
It's huge, high, or
it's
low?
Low. It's relatively low.
That's if they pay at all.
Relatively low. But what people would ask me is that in those economies, the citizens can actually see what they're doing with their money. So that is why we have to get it right.
From your perspective as a woman, as a man, a family man, I know your lovely wife she's very thrifty as well. And you guys actually run a mall, a shopping center, And we were talking behind stage how a lot of the small, medium businesses right now are shutting down. How have these economic times affected your personal business as well, Mr. Ayida?
It has limited our choices, and we're having to make smart decisions.
Okay.
And I think that that's the key. We all have the ability to rationalize things and decide what we need and what we want. But it's important that even within our limited capabilities, we have the ability to make choices. And that's the collective aspect I'm talking about. I know recently trending has been the Buy in Nigeria, Made in Nigeria campaign.
Yeah.
What is underpinning that is a fundamental economic reality, which is that we cannot afford to continue to be an import-dependent economy. Even as individuals, we have to start making decisions that we will support what is local, and we need to actually start thinking in terms of give me the Niger version.
So do you do
Yes.
that in your mall now? Because I know, has it affected your business?
It has affected, what is it affected for us is that we've actually made decision that the economic well-being of our tenants relates to our business.
Okay.
So we support our tenants. We have created collective marketing initiatives, and in fact now is the time to actually be aggressive in trying to gain market share. It's peculiar, but you have to think of a recession economy as a different kind of economy. It's still the same objectives, which is to maximize your returns and everything. So it's all about smart decision making and planning. So what do? We look to say, what do the people need? What do people need right now in a recession? They need things that you have to be creative and come up with new things that are not actually, people don't think they require right now. If people are going to be spending more time at home because they can't afford to go out, then you want to give them things to make home more comfortable. This may be the time to actually do the renovation in your house before it's twice as expensive a year from now. Because you're going to be even spending more time at home. This may be the time. It's counterintuitive. This may be the time to fix that AC or that compressor that's not working because you're going to be spending more time at home.
Yes.
This is the time to do your generator repair because you're going to be leaning on it more because you'll be working more from home because the transport cost and all these things. So where you're cutting down, you need to make some shifts as well at the same time, as well as saving. It all goes together. You usually want consumers to spend their way out of a recession. We want to encourage for us to trade and thrive amongst each other. So really, I like to speak at the macro level. I know you like personal touch to it and everything.
You're talking to
I know, I'm talking to them.
Audience,
an audience.
as well as the viewers at home. You know, the average man has come back from work right now, tuned in on the TV, and they're like, okay, you know, because I know you like to talk Oyibo, more or less. Yeah, I know that. You know, but we want to break it down because, like, it's the common man, like Detola just said, that runs the machinery of any, you know, nation. You know, that man that's out there pushing wood in the wheelbarrow, the woman selling akara on the roadside, she's using that akara to send her kids to school. So, you know, I would like you to talk to them as well.
I think the best thing that I can do on that is that we need to also think in terms of personally educating ourselves to the best of our ability. We need to start developing additional skill sets. If you need a mechanic to come and rewire your pump, watch him doing it. You might learn something. You might be able to make those DIY repairs yourself. Those are the things within your capability. You know, when the economy is good, you don't even change your own light bulb. But to be honest, you learn to tinker. I'm a very good painter myself. I paint the house. My wife's a better painter.
Yes, I know.
We paint. So it is something that it's something that you can learn easily how to paint. The first time, I'll give you a lesson, you will laugh. The first time we painted, we did the first coat and the color didn't change. And we continued on this first coat. We did not let it dry because we didn't know to let it dry and then apply the finishing coat. So you learn the hard way, but that's because America taught us that if you call somebody in to paint it, one room, he'll charge you $400. You know? So you learn how to do it yourself. I mowed my own lawn, I did everything myself. Those are all skills that translate. We can conduct our own economic activities and save ourselves money. And if you develop that skill, you can market it to other people.
That's true.
Thank you. We have been looking at the hard times, that financial hard times in Nigeria, and indeed tougher times ahead, according to our president. And we are looking at how families can begin to, you know, make some kind of adjustments in their homes. And of course, as a nation, what we need to do to get out of this quagmire situation. Please do make the adjustment that you need to make in order for you to, you know, sort of waggle through this quagmire and this situation we are in. But I'm sure better days are indeed ahead. We must cooperate with the government no matter what, and the government too has to tell, you know, they have to show some direction that will make us have a confidence until we see you again next time. Bye.